All right, today I'm going to talk about how you can stay consistent even with a life that is so busy. And as a midlife creator myself, I know that with your family and your job and everything that's going on in life, you have no extra time, seemingly no extra time to do anything. But yet you still want and you're still, have the goals of creating videos, building a business, and getting out of the 9 to 5 rat race. You still have these, dreams, right? So, how are you going to do that consistently? How are you going to do that without burning out and causing other aspects of your life to go crazy? So, the main thing I want you to understand is you don't need to grind. You need a rhythm. And in today's culture on YouTube, you're going to see time and time again people are going to tell you to grind, just do it, just get up, go. You need to work 20-hour days, you just have to do it. It depends on what you're doing. If you're trying to become the richest person in the world, yeah, you probably have to do that. But if you're trying to build, a YouTube channel that has impact on people, shares your knowledge or your experience or your, um, something you like or something you're interested in, you don't need to grind. You need a rhythm. You need something that you can place into your life that has that rhythm for you, and you can do that consistently. So why consistency fails. So why do we fail being consistent sometimes? One is unrealistic expectations. A lot of times we think we got to have daily uploads or we got to endlessly improve. And something I've been guilty of saying before is like, you always got to be improving. Every video needs that 1% better, right? And ideally, yes, you want to improve on the videos each time, but holding yourself to, okay, each time I gotta do this better, or I gotta do this better. It gets you off from seeing the why. Again, going back to clarity, you have to understand why you're doing it and who you're talking to and what's the point. And so sometimes videos aren't going to look 1% better every time. Sometimes it's going to kind of plateau and your videos are going to be good, but they're going to kind of stay there as far as quality, right? And you don't need to always pursue the perfection of the video process. And you don't need to pursue perfection in consistency or as far as like, I need to upload daily. The more I do it, the better it'll do. That's not always the case. You need to find a good rhythm for your life and what you're doing. The all or nothing thinking is not great. So if I can't do it perfectly, I won't do it at all. I've caught myself doing that many times because, your free time is small. You don't have a lot of it. You have a full-time job, you have family, you have different hobbies that you want to do. You still want to have fun, right? So having the free time to do this and thinking, oh, it has to be perfect or I'm not doing it at all, that way of thinking is going to lend yourself to burnout and to not even really develop anything. So you have to remove that kind of thinking from your brain and the way you operate. Also, I think a lack of a system can cause you to not be consistent and clarity. So if you don't have a system and you're not clear, you're not going to be consistent. You're not going to continue with the consistency. And you can check out some of the other videos I've talked about clarity and the system that I just did in the last video. That'll help you kind of establish that. But lack of system and clarity will remove consistency or cause you to fail at it. So let's reframe this, right? Let's reframe how we talk about consistency. For me, consistency isn't frequency, it's the reliability of something. I do think it's important to post consistently. So it really does help with the YouTube algorithm things to post on the same day, same time each week or whatever, your rhythm is. But that doesn't make or break things because consistency isn't frequency, it's the reliability. So knowing that you are reliable in producing content for your viewers and for yourself and what you're trying to do is more important than that, oh, I checked the box and I got that video out on the exact time and when I was doing it. Because sometimes you're going to rush that and it's not going to be valuable to someone. And so that consistency of just being there on time isn't as effective as having the reliability in what you're teaching and what you're sharing or what you're talking about being valuable to your viewer. So think of consistency as reliability. Create a pace in your life that you can actually support. This is a huge one. When, seeing all the other creators in the communities that I'm in and talking to them and a lot of times they just struggle. Even creators that are, have been doing it for years, they're full-time creators, struggle with creating a pace in their life that they can actually support because they want to grow it too quickly, or, they're trying to do X, Y, and Z. And maybe that's getting them off of their base of their clarity of why they're doing it a little bit. And it just causes them to, go at a pace that's unsupportive. Then they burn out and they have to take 2 or 3 months off, that kind of stuff. So just create a pace in your life that you can do this well, and you can do this without causing a ton of crazy problems in your life. You need to be honest with yourself on that. And it's okay if your rhythm is slower. So like in this channel, my rhythm at the beginning here is very high. I will tell you right now, I have the goal of producing 5 videos a week, 3 to 5, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it for the first probably 2 or 3 months. I will not keep that forever. I know that going into it, that's a crazy amount. But I feel so passionate about helping people ground themselves in the clarity of why they're doing this and why they're building. And I have a ton of experience in, video and branding and all this that I want to be able to share and help people grow with. So I know up front that the pace that I'm doing is not the pace I'm going to be able to continue throughout the remainder and forever on in this channel. But I know that. So I have to be honest with myself. You have to be honest with yourself. It's okay if it's slower. It's okay if it's, once a month, twice a month. People will tell you once a week is the best for YouTube. And that for consistent growth, that's probably true. But really find one that fits with your life and make sure that you can be reliable in those videos and bring the value that you need to, because momentum over time is more valuable than just quickly putting out videos. So for me, I just want to talk about how I kind of found this rhythm. In my other channel, I try to do about 1 to 2 videos a week. And obviously I've shared some of my workflows, and I'll get into a lot more of those workflows. I do have, probably 15 or so resources in the free Creator Lab community, link in the description if you want to join that, that are my kind of systems and the checklists and the things that I do with my video production process. So you can get those for free in the community below. But those are kind of the simple workflows and the things that I've kind of developed for myself. And I found that over 15 years of working in this industry, but also over the last year producing over 100 videos on YouTube, full long form videos, not shorts, not including shorts. So I've learned that over that year of what kind of rhythms you have to get into. And I have definitely learned to give myself permission to be human. You can't be a robot. You can't be a whole team. You can't look at other YouTubers that are full-time that make a ton of money off it, and they have a whole team that's there. You have to be able to understand what you're capable of doing and be honest with yourself and give yourself permission to be human. The mental freedom that comes with that is what sustains consistency. Okay. All right. So action step for today, I want you to think about what your minimum viable rhythm is. Minimum viable rhythm. So what is the very minimum that you can do and stay consistent and be in that rhythm? So that might be 1 meaningful video a week. That might be 1 video a month. You have to kind of think about this for yourself. I will say, if you're wanting to grow and bring transformation and build something like a business, you do need to challenge yourself. You do need to kind of push yourself a little bit to kind of, okay, I need to really work on this. So figure out what that is for you. That's your action step from this video, is to figure out what your minimum viable system or rhythm is, and try to implement that this week and going forward. I encourage you to build that structure around your life. Don't move your life around for this. Try to figure where that will fit in with your life and do that. Don't worry about the algorithm. Build it around your life, not the algorithm. I don't want you chasing algorithms. If you want to chase algorithms, this channel is not for you. You can go somewhere else. So build this around your life. Find that minimum viable rhythm. Okay, so what happens when you get clear on your YouTube strategy? You can find the answers to that in this video right over here where I talk about it. I talk through my experiences, and I will see you guys over there.